Hi guys, so it's been a long time since I filmed a tutorial. I was in school and just crazy busy, but school is out for the summer, which is amazing because now I have more time to dedicate to my blog and to making videos for you guys. So for this video, it is this hairstyle right here. It's just two Dutch braids and a ponytail, and I really like the style because it just gets your hair out of your face, and I'm the type of person I cannot stand hair in my face, especially if I'm like eating or just trying to do something, anything productive basically. So that's that, and I got a new puppy. This is Cruz. He's a golden retriever. We just got him Tuesday. We've been wanting a golden retriever for so long, and I'm so glad that we got him. And Lily loves him. He's pretty sweet towards her and it's really cute. But anyways, I hope you guys like this tutorial, and if you want to see any more or if you like it, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot and I will subscribe back. So have a great day and continue watching if you want to see the tutorial. Bye! Alright, so to start off, I am just going to section my hair into about 1 to 2 inch sections. For me, it's about 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to section this off, and then naturally I have pretty, I would say normal to thin hair. So I'm going to add a 1 inch extension to each one of my little sections here. If you have naturally thick hair, you really don't have to worry about this. And if you don't have extensions to add in, it'll be totally fine. It'll just be a little bit thinner maybe and not quite as long. So as you can see, I'm just placing in my extension probably about 3/4 of an inch down my hairline so that it is able to blend. And then I'm just going to start doing a Dutch braid. If you guys want me to do a tutorial on how to do a Dutch braid, just let me know down in the comments below. But basically it's just like a regular braid, except for instead of adding the pieces going over the other ones, you're going to do them under. So as you can kind of see, I'm doing that right here. And I'm just going to keep adding in hair until I get to about where my ear is, and then I'll stop adding in hair and just continue braiding the braid all the way down. Just a couple side notes. I am working with a little bit of dirty hair. I kind of feel like that is what works best for me with braids. It just tends to stay better, I guess. And excuse the messy couch. Because of my new puppy, I have everything on the couch because he is chewing everything. Pulling out the braid. I was not careful with this part at all because I really like the big chunky braids in the front, since that is what this look is kind of going for. I'm just pulling this braid out like crazy. If you happen to pull out something a little bit too much, like I actually just did right there, what I ended up doing was just hiding that little piece with a bobby pin, which you might notice later on. But yeah, just keep pulling out this braid a lot, and it also might help. I braided my hair all the way down and then I tried to pull it out, which works, but it was a little bit trickier. So if you just start pulling out the braid a little bit sooner and then kind of braid afterwards, that might help as well. So here I'm just going to tie it off, and now I'm going to start doing the exact same thing to the next one. So as I said before, I am just going to section this part off. I'm going to add the extension again, and I will start doing the braid. Something that kind of helps me with these Dutch braids is if you keep the braid, like while you're doing it, angled more towards your face, that's going to really help the look of the braid. And then once you kind of get towards your ear, then you can start doing the braid, you know, going back or however you want to hold it. But just for the sake of it, I would just do it closer to your face until you get to about where your ear is. And then also another tip that I have for you is to do this braid as tightly as possible, because it's a lot easier to pull out the braid when it's tight. But if you make it super loose and then you need a part to be tighter, it's kind of hard to go in the reverse way. So yeah, so now that you have these two braids, we are going to move on to the ponytail. I kind of like to do this for ponytails. I'm just going to start teasing at the crown of my hair. I'm using an Herbal Essence hairspray. You can really use anything. I just really like the smell of this one. It doesn't make your hair like that wet, crunchy kind of look. So yeah, I'm just going to tease, and I should have a teasing comb, but a brush works just fine. If you just use the angle of it instead of the whole brush, kind of how I just did there, it'll work just fine. So I just do a couple sections of teasing, and then I will do the ponytail. Something, I don't really know. But so now I'm just gonna brush out that tease so it doesn't look so ratted, but it still has the volume. And then I'm just gonna put my hair up into a ponytail, and I'm gonna take those two braided pieces out because I'll pin those back later. And then I'm just also going to grab out a few sections of my hair. I just like to have some framing my face. That's just a personal preference of mine. So you can pull this tightly or as loosely as you want back, but that's just how I'm doing it. So I'm just going to tie this back with a clear elastic. You can use also a regular ponytail. Again, that's kind of a personal preference. I just kind of like how it looks, and also I feel like the clear elastic just makes it a little more bouncy because it doesn't have as much weight to it, if that makes sense. So I am just tying it back into a ponytail, and then I will clip back those braids, and we are just about done. The second braid, whichever way you want to look at it, and I'm going to pin that back to my hair. I'm doing these separately just to get them a little bit tighter so that throughout the day they don't come apart, and I'm just going to clip those back with a bobby pin, and then I'll just wrap those end tails around my ponytail for an extra little detail on this hairstyle. To this hairstyle, which is just curling the pieces around my face. Again, personal preference. You can have these however you want, curled, straight, whatever works. I just like mine a little bit curled, so that is what I am doing, and yeah, that is it. Hey guys, so that is it, and that is the finished look. However, I have two tips that might help you with this hairstyle. The first one, for these two braids, if you find that your braid is coming down towards your face, especially this first one right here, what I did, I've been wearing this hairstyle for like a few hours now, so I'm just coming back to film this for you guys. But what I did is I just took a bobby pin, and instead of like bobby pinning like on top here so that the bobby pin is showing, I basically just lifted up this braid right here and kind of did like a weaving motion, like as if you were sewing something. And I did that underneath, and then that got it to kind of have the braids like together rather than starting to separate. And then the other thing that I found was how I wrapped the two braids, like the end strands around the ponytail, that kind of started falling out, and I think that that contributed to this braid coming down. So what I did instead is I just took out the wrapped part and I just left it in a ponytail, just plain. And then these two pieces, so they were kind of obviously free how they were before I wrapped them. And so I just took another clear elastic and took those pieces and just wrapped them around, and it looks fine, I think. So anyways, those are my two tips for you guys. I hope that helps you guys a little bit, and if you guys have any further questions, feel free to email me or contact me any way that you would like over social media, and I will try and answer them the best that I can. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope this tutorial helped, and like I said, please like and comment. Bye!